water had become murky, so he drained it down, pull that out, and then unscrew this one out, drains out. Then I've got to just get the last bit out. There's about 25 ml left in. Get the grass. Kids have been in it a lot, so it got pretty mucky, bits of grass and normal sort of contamination from a lot of use from kids and everybody really. So time for some fresh water. So I'm tipping it up just to get the last bit out. I've tipped it up and used a jug to get the last out. So I'm going to check the filter, clean that, take that off, wash that out, wipe the spa hot tub out. Just wiped it through with a towel now, wiped it all down. Looks good, clean filter now. So that does not look good. For whatever reason, there's grass, and I thought the filter is supposed to stop that. So why is, because obviously the water gets drawn through the outside of this filter and then pulled in through the outside and then thrown out, but why has it got grass in there? Something not being on right? I'll have to work that one out. So this is the element I've cleaned out. I'm just putting it on and try so the water, it pulls the water through the element and then it comes back through the center, because this is an outer and inner surface. It's pulling it in through there, it goes down in through the heating element and the bubbler, but you can still see there's grass in there, so whether the kids have knocked the filter off or it hasn't been fitting on properly, I can't see where it should be pulling unless the element's damaged. Anyway, I just don't want to have all that crap going through the heating element and the bubbler. I'm not sure what's going on. So I put the net back on. That looks secure. That stays open now for the inlet. So we'll start filling her up. So I've got it connected up now. So I'm going to turn the bubbler on. You should see the yellow rising up. So I'm putting the hose connector in now. And then the hose will go on there. We'll start filling her up. And then I'll also add hot water out of the house hot water system. So we're just starting to fill up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to let that fill, and I'm going to add hot water as well with a bucket out of our hot water tap. Camera doesn't like the display, but it is showing 19.5. It's going to go down because obviously the cold water temperature is less than that. Been filling for about an hour now, so we're getting close to the minimum mark where I can put the heater on. I've got the cover on so that it keeps the bugs out and anything else, and also keeps the heat in. So yeah, we're about an hour in on our refill, so the heater's going to go on in a minute, and I've used all the hot water out of the house system and I've left it to reheat, so I'll be putting some more of that in. So the temperature's showing 23 at the moment. So in 2 hits I put in about 80 litres of hot water out of the house hot water system. So we're halfway between the minimum and maximum mark now. So cold water's inlet is now off. We're showing 25 degrees on the gauge. So we'll see how long it takes to warm up. I've got to add the chemicals now as well. So just checking we're at the correct. The yellow is just coming onto the green. So it says green properly inflated after water filling. So we're right, so we can take this airline off now. I've closed the inlet outlet cap. It's a really tight fit, it's tricky to push in, and then put the cap, taking out the hose connector, then put that cap on, put that connector tight, and that one. So we're all ready to use once the temperature's right, and we're at 25. So see how long it takes. It's about 8 o'clock. I bought this pool starter kit from Argos for 30 quid. It's got all the chemicals in there, so I'm going to read the instructions and put the chemicals in. So it looks like I want 12 grams because we're about 600 litres. So a teaspoon is 5 grams. So if I put in 3 teaspoons, I'm thereabouts. So I got the test strips to use. So I'll dip the water, see what we've got. Put the bubbler going. We're at 26.5 degrees at just before 9 o'clock. So I'm going to dip strip. Let's see what we get. So the top one, the purpley one, it's showing we've got a lot of chlorine, and then the middle marker is the pH, and then the far one is the total alkalinity, which is obviously showing quite high. So I'll just read the instructions now. So the chlorine level is very high, but if I run the bubbler, that should reduce. You know, we're expecting a high chlorine level because it's the starter dose or shock dose on the setup. So if we can get it, see, it's not far off there. So we're almost within range. By the time that bubbler's been run, we'll be okay. And then we'll see what the other levels are. 1 p.m. and we're now 34.5 degrees, so we're almost up to temperature, so it takes quite a while. I'm going to do a dip test now. So we've got high chlorine, pH, it's probably on the wrong side of things, and also high. So we need to adjust. Middle square on the strip is the pH, so it's high, so we need to use the pH decreaser, pH minus. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon. So there's 1 teaspoon of pH reducer in there.